YouTube, what's good? Be short to dev. And I know what you're thinking. Don't be alarmed. Don't be afraid. Yes, this is a Soccer Manager 2018 video where I'm not tucked away in the corner of the screen. I am looking straight in your face, straight in the camera, because this is something new. This is like a half episode to prep us for Friday's episode. And this is my way of rewarding you guys being with this series, down with the series, keeping up with it over time, interacting in the comments, voting in the polls. I'm giving you the chance to pick the best players of the season. Yes, this is the fans end of season awards. That's right, I've got 5 awards for you guys, and you can vote on the poll on this YouTube video. So we've got 5 awards: Defender of the Season, Attacker of the Season, Signing of the Season, 12th Man of the Season, and Player of the Season. And I'm going to give you guys the candidates just from looking at the stats and what I could find, just to show you guys who you can vote for. And I think I did a pretty good job. I don't think anybody's going to say or have any issues with the players that I've picked. But if you do have an issue with the player I picked, maybe drop it in the comments. But I don't think you'll have much of an issue with the nominations that I've chosen. And you can vote in the poll. Now you can be, you can hold it in and wait for the end of the video and pull up the polls on the icon, on the info icon card, and vote at the end. Or you can try to avoid the spoilers and pop it up when the poll pops up in the video. It's up to you, it's your choice. And I ask that you stay with your original choice. If you click it and then you see what the actual results are and you're like, oh, I want to change to the winner, don't do that. Stay with your original vote. I just really want to get a good estimation of the votes. So anyway, let's do this. Get into the awards, starting with the Defender of the Season award. And Defender of the Season, we've got 4 nominees. I try to keep most of these to 4. There's a few that's got, or I think one has 5 nominations. But starting with Defender of the Season, and I'm listing these players in ABC order by last name just to avoid any perceived bias or ordering or anything like that. We just went ABC order by last name. So starting off, Defender of the Season is the defensive player, so the back 4, defensive mids, and goalkeepers. So it's a little bit harder to say who's a good and bad player in these positions because of the way the highlight system works and the fact that we don't watch all the games, so we don't see players cutting things out, and they don't keep track of things like tackle percentage, interceptions, etc., etc. So I only have limited statistics to go off of. But anyway, the first nomination for Defender of the Season is Maxime Dupay. Now, people who've been watching all season might be wondering, why the heck is Dupay in the nominations? People who've just picked up on the second half of the season might be wondering, who even is Dupay? Maxime Dupay was the goalkeeper for the first half of the season before we signed Alban Lafont. He played 24 matches, and in those 24 matches, he got 17 clean sheets, which is a 70.8 clean sheet rate, leading the squad. He also went through those 24 games with a 6.67 match rating. So, you have to give Dupay his due. Also, if a statistic leads either the team or the league or has a place in the league, I will do my best to highlight it, just so you can see the players who have had league leading or league placing levels of a season. The next nominee is Joe Gomez, a center back. 37 appearances on the season. He ended up getting 2 Man of the Match awards, which, as a defender, that is extremely that's an extremely good sign of good play, because usually the Man of the Match awards go to the scorers. So for Gomez to sneak away with 2 this season is definitely an indicator of his quality. He ended the season with a 7.7 average match rating. Next up is Alban Lafont, the goalkeeper for the second half of the season. 19 appearances. In those 19 appearances, 12 clean sheets, giving him a 63.2 clean sheet rate. And he also finished the season with a 6.32 match rating. 12 clean sheets, you have to look at Lafont as a dominant player. I don't know where these clean sheets rank in the league, because they don't have a stat line for the whole league in terms of rating, in terms of ranking in order the clean sheets. Unfortunately, that's something I think they should really add to the game. But alas, 12 clean sheets. I mean, I'm still certain that's a pretty good tally within this league. The last nominee for Defender of the Season is Nelson Monte, 43 appearances, which is a team leading amount of appearances, most games played in the whole squad. He also got 2 man of the matches, just like Joe Gomez, a 7.77 average match rating, and most something that sticks out, even though we're talking about defensive accomplishments, Monte also got 2 goals on the season. So, you know, that's something else just to think about in terms of contributions to the squad. Now, attacker of the season. The first man up on attacker of the season is Carles Alenia, 41 appearances, 14 goals, and 9 assists, giving him 23 goal involvements in those 41 matches. He got 2 man of the match awards, and he finished the season with an 8.12 average match rating, which is 8th in the entire league. Next up is Harris Belkelbla, more affectionately known as BK the Assist King. And the reason is he got 17 assists on the season, which is first in the league, obviously making it first in the team as well. And you also have to remember he missed the last few games with injury. Only 33 appearances on the season. He did get 22 goal involvements, 5 man of the match awards, and a 9.04 average match rating, which is second in both the team and the league. So literally consistently one of the best performing players across the season. Next up is Mateo Cassiera, 39 appearances for the team, 26 goals, which led the team and was third across the league, and 15 assists, which is second across the league, giving him 41 goal involvements across 39 games, which obviously led the team. He had 5 man of the match awards and a 7.77 average match rating. That is Mateo Cassiera. I mean, 41 goal involvements in 39 matches. Just simmer on that. Anyway, last up is Marcus Thuram, 28 appearances. He was injured for a good portion of the season, 2.5 months worth of games. He was out, but in the 28 games he played, he racked up 20 goals, which was 8th in the league, and 9 assists, giving him 29 goal involvements, which again, more than 1 a game. He had 4 man of the match awards and a 7.21 average match rating. Moving on, we have the signing of the season. Now, we only signed 5 players, so we ended up putting all 5 in the list, and again ordering them in ABC order, starting off with Carles Alenia. He only cost £2.75 million, and as previously stated, 41 appearances, 23 goal involvements, 2 man of the matches, and an 8.12 average rating. Next up is Andre Almeida, cost £4.5 million, 42 appearances at right back, 1 assist on the season, a 7.14 average match rating, and something extra of note, extremely well disciplined. Across those 42 games, 0 cards, no yellows, no reds. That to me is something worth noting. Playing 40 plus matches and not getting booked once. That is extreme discipline. Next up is Joe Gomez, who cost £3.75 million, 37 appearances, 2 man of the match awards, 7.70 average match rating. We already discussed Joe Gomez. Another player we already discussed, Albin Lafont, £6 million signing, the most expensive player this season. He, of course, went out for 19 matches, 12 of them. He kept the clean sheet and the 6.32 match rating. The last nomination for signing of the season, Jonathan Silva, costing £3.5 million. He played 41 matches for us, scored 2 goals, got a man of the match, and a 7.07 average rating on the season. Moving on to an interesting category, this is the 12th man of the season, which is basically the best substitute. I went with players who made sub appearances for a good portion of their appearances in matches. They might not have had more than half subs, but it's a good portion of them. Starting off in ABC order, we're starting with the old head Brian Berganu, 12 sub appearances and 14 starts on the season, giving him 26 appearances in total. In those games, 8 goals, 5 assists, giving him 13 involvements. He had one man of the match award on the season and a 6.73 average rating. Next up is Fabien Didion, 5 substitute appearances and 4 starts. He came in extremely late as a youth prospect, but in those 9 games, we've got a goal and 3 assists, 4 involvements, and a 7.89 average rating. The next nomination is Florian Makedjuth, 7 substitutions and 8 starts across the season, 2 goals and 1 assist. He also racked up a man of the match award and an 8.07 average rating, 18th in the league this season off the pine. The last nominee for 12th man of the season is Macky Tall, 11 subs and 7 starts off the bench for the substitute striker. 5 goals and 5 assists, so that's 10 involvements, and 6.72 average rating across those matches. Now we're on to the good category, and that is player of the season. Now I don't want this, like, if I include a player from another category, I don't want that for you to think I think that means they are the player of the year. Like if I include someone from the attacker category, I don't want you to think they're automatically the attacker of the season. I just went on stats, I went on performances, I went on numbers, I went on remembering how they played to put this list together. So don't just automatically assume this player is what I think should be in a winner of another category. So with all that said, starting off, player of the season nominees, number 1, Mateo Cassiera. I mean, 39 appearances, 41 involvements. We already discussed this. Second in the league in assists, and second in the team in assists, and third in the league in goals, leading the team in goals. 5 man of the matches, 7.7 average match rating. Just thought I'd remind you. Next up is Maxime Dupé, 24 appearances, 17 clean sheets, the almost 71% clean sheet rate, meaning every 10 matches, 7 of them would likely end in a clean sheet, which is likely a reason we started off so hot at the beginning of this season. And that 6.67 match rating. Next up is a new face to the list. He just couldn't fit in any of the previous categories, but he definitely deserves to be in the conversation for player of the season. That is Mayoro Ndoye, the defensive center midfielder. 33 appearances across the season, 2 goals and 8 assists, so he gave some offensive contributions. He also racked up 6 man of the match awards, again from central defensive midfield, and most importantly, he led the entire league, and obviously team as well, in average match rating with a 9.06 across the entire season. 33 matches, averaged greater than a 9 every game. That is consistency and affecting the game at a ridiculous level. The last player that is nominated for Fans Player of the Season, Ronaldo Vieira, 42 appearances, 13 goals, 8 assists, giving him 21 goal involvements from center midfield. 8 man of the match awards led both the team and the league. And his 8.95 average match rating was 3rd in both the team and the league. I think we've had such an astounding season, and we've had so many players put in astounding performances. And I really hope you guys participate, jump in the polls, and let me know who you guys think should be the player of the season. On Friday's episode, before we get into the transfers, I'm going to show the results, give out the Fans Player awards. I'm also gonna give out my awards. So yeah, we'll have a little fun to start the next episode. Go over the transfers as well. So get in any transfer ideas. This is your last chance, basically. Get in any players you want to add. I know Kevin Yarbrough has been suggesting Gabriel Barbosa. I put him in the shortlist, already scouted him. But anybody else you want to add in, be sure to look at the spreadsheet as well. I'm going to update the spreadsheet before I post this video. So the spreadsheet will have all the players with all their statistics as of the end of the season, the end of last episode where I stopped off. So you'll be able to see who we have and see if maybe you can think of somebody who should come in for us next year to replace some of our other players. Some spots that we're lacking in. We could use more depth at the striker position. We could also use a few more midfielders just for rotational purposes. And you know, we can never have you know, I think Jonathan Silva is probably more of a midfielder, like a defensive midfielder as well. I'm not sure how well he's going to perform as left back in Ligue 1. We'll see. I may need to replace him. We'll just have to see. But anyway, guys, thank you for jumping in to this video. This has been the nominations episode for the Fans Player Awards, end of season awards for Tours FC. Thank you guys for supporting us through a great season. We're going to jump into Ligue 1 next week, but not before we give out these awards on Friday. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you made this far in the video, you like something going on here, so hit the like button, also subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you know when the awards presentation episode goes out this Friday. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And next Monday, we're starting Ligue 1. So with all that said, guys, thank you for watching this episode. I will talk to you guys later. Vote in the polls. Peace.